May I come in? Good morning, sir.
Yes,
Good morning.
Please have your seat.
Where is South Asian University?
Thank you, sir. Sir, South Asian University is in New Delhi.
In Delhi.
Yes, sir.
You love reading English fictions.
Yes, sir. I do.
What's the difference between fiction and non-fiction?
Sir, I would say it is very subjective. So fiction is usually does not have any relevance to real people and all, and non-fiction is more fact-based autobiographies or biographies would come.
What's the subjective information and objective information?
So subjective information, I would say, so I will first try to define objective information, which is based on facts. It's easier to assess. Subjective, it's dependent on interpretation.
As of now, how many stories we have composed?
So how many stories I've composed, sir? I personally I write a lot of short stories, but my publications are limited to school magazines and a couple of internet sites.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't have a count on how many I've
Okay,
written.
it's great. Gunter Grass, what the name? Gunter Grass.
Sorry, sir, could you?
Gunter Grass.
No, sir, I haven't heard it.
Okay. So, who's your favorite fiction writer?
Sir, Kiran Desai, The Inheritance of Loss.
Inheritance of
Yes,
Loss.
sir.
What's he talks of in that fiction?
Sir, The Inheritance of Loss is a book which, first of all, it is based on like in the riots which were happening, Gorkha land riots. It's based on that backdrop, and there is a cook who keeps waiting for his son who is abroad, and then in the midst of all of this, there's a judge who lives with his granddaughter. So they explore, like it's a book about life and all, and there's a very beautiful quote there which says that can fulfillment ever be felt as truly as loss? So that is the backdrop of the story.
Anita Desai.
Yes, sir. Anita Desai.
Can
Yes,
you
sir.
name one of her fictions?
Sir, The Village by the Sea.
Gone through that?
I have read a bit of it. I like Kiran Desai's books I have read, but Anita Desai, she was there in our course, like short stories and all. Yes.
You're promoting also mental health.
Yes, sir.
Do you think like that are the world is reeling under that are the mental issues?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. So what are the factors?
Sir, there are a couple of factors. So first of all, like the pandemic pushed us to the brink of uncertainty. So that was the forefront of all of these mental health issues coming to the cover. So there is a lot of stress, there's a lot of uncertainty. Then again, there are increasing cases of addiction. So this can be drug addiction, alcohol, and even to our devices, mobile phones, screens, and all of that. What we are seeing is we are becoming a closed society of sorts. So previously, children could go out, play, and all of that. But these days, because security issues are happening, parents are not too comfortable leaving their kids outside. So because we stay in the confines of our rooms and we just keep seeing the screen, so there are a lot of mental health issues coming up. So yeah.
So tomorrow when you will be appointed in the administrative officer in
Yes,
certain
sir.
province and area,
Yes, sir.
like what would be your initiatives like to spread mental awareness?
Yes, sir. So first thing is discussion and conversation. So the social fabric that we have, where you're talking to your neighbors, you're talking to your family members, that's also reducing. So first and foremost is to have these discussions at the dinner table, encouraging that a parent should sit with their kids and keep interacting.
So how do you spread this message?
Yes, sir. Sir, I would say awareness. Then again, sitting and talking with my workers, like people I'll be coordinating with or people in my office, just bringing them together for a casual lunch. So I think that there are very small steps they lead to like great outcomes and all. So awareness programs, and then sometimes organizing seminars or conferences with psychologists and all.
Since we are taking interest in the literature and all the things,
yes, sir.
Nowadays we are finding many wonderful, beautiful magazines.
Yes, sir.
Like
Yes.
Chanda Mamu Chanda.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So almost ceased.
Yes, sir.
They are
Yes.
out of publication.
Yes, sir.
Do you think like that the tradition of the storytelling
Yes.
again prevail?
Sir, I think the storytelling thing like Chanda Mama, Jataka tales and all of that. So when I was a kid, my mother used to read out those to me, and so that is actually reducing a lot. So these days people are because we have these shorts and everything is available to you in a very concise.
How they are contributing in the mental health of the youngsters?
Yes, sir. So they spread very nice messages like honesty and happiness and all of that. So those I think like the media narrative also
So
plays.
what are the reasons like such a wonderful tradition of the storytelling like the Chandama, Sisulekha and the magazines?
Yes, sir.
There.
Yes, sir.
They're out of print, they're out of publication.
Yes, sir.
What are the factors led them for them,
Yes.
untimely or death, tragic death?
Yes, sir. So the first thing is the availability of this material. So be it Chanda Mama Jataka, at first they were only available in print. You had to go to a shop and you have to buy it. But now, because of piracy and everything, the things are very easy to access and all.
That is not the major reason actually.
Yes, so that's one of the reasons. But then again, I would say that the revenue deficit and all, so they are not sustainable. Like the finances and all are not sustainable.
Should government come forward to promote?
Yes, sir. So I think government does have initiatives like National Book Trust, Children's Book Trust, and also it does promote like all
Can
of
you
this.
name like few Odia writers?
Yes, sir.
Publications in the NBT?
Sir, in the NBT I cannot say, but in general the Odia writers are Manoj Das, Pratibha Rai. Manoj Das had lots of short stories which were converted into English.
Manoj Das, right?
Sir, way before, some of his stories which were converted to English. No, sir, I don't remember.
Okay.
No.
But because, yeah, of course.
See, regarding mental health.
Yes, sir.
See, the scale in which we promoted Swachh Bharat mission.
Yes, sir.
In that scale, we cannot promote mental health.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So there is rising suicide among youth. That
Yes.
is a matter of concern.
Yes, sir.
So, what can be done so that we will treasure that resource, that demographic resource? So, how we can tackle this issue?
Yes, sir. So actually, suicides in youth, they are very rampant due to a couple of like prominent reasons. So first thing being academics, like competitive exams and all of that. And second, there are issues with relationships and all of that. So I would say one of the major things that can be done is improving the access to mental health. So even though we keep saying there are a lot of free mental telehealth lines and all of that, people don't readily access it. And if you go to a paid counselor or a therapist, they charge over 1500 to 1600 per session, and that is quite costly. And the second thing is stigma. We have always associated mental health as going and seeing a psychiatrist or mentally ill. These are certain terms we use. But say if I have a fever today, it is very easy to go to the doctor. So mental health issues should be that easy to access. So it should be very normalized that you're not feeling well or you're not feeling okay, you should go see a psychologist. Like that narrative needs to be there so that people are not hesitant.
So, the Apex Institute for Research on Mental Health in India?
So NIMHANS in Bangalore.
Full form, you know?
So National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, yeah.
So, you have done MSc Biotechnology.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you have mentioned something called as bioengineering, I think.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Biosciences and bioengineering.
What is that bioengineering?
So bioengineering is utilizing biological materials to engineer certain solutions. So it can be, say, using cell therapy for targeting cancer and all of that, and biomaterials also. So all of them go under bioengineering.
Have you heard of something called as hybridoma technology? Hybridoma?
Yes, sir. Hybridoma.
What
Yes.
is that?
Sir, like I would say that the CAR T cell therapy actually relies on hybridoma. Sir, it's basically two cells getting fused, hybrids, making a cellular hybrid. So that is a hybridoma.
What is the utility of that technique?
Yes, sir. So the utility of the technique, from what I can remember, is if you fuse two cells together, for example, you fuse a macrophage and a cancer targeting cell. So what you can do is you can use that macrophage to target cancer because it will have those receptors to target. So that is one of the major advantages of hybridoma technology.
In South Asia,
yes, sir,
we have a couple of regional conflict in South Asia.
Yes, sir.
Can you name few conflicts right now in South Asia?
Yes, sir. Sir, the traditional conflicts have gone India, Pakistan, that was a conflict. Then we had a conflict with Sri Lanka over Katta Chivu Island and all, the Waj Bank territory. And then currently we have India-Bangladesh relations, which are a little sketchy at the point. And then we have India-Nepal because of the origin of Kali River, which demarcated the geography. So we have issues with that. Then India-Bhutan we have, where Bhutan actually gave away Doklam to China, and that was not in our geostrategic interest. And then India-Afghanistan, we have the Taliban issue, which is ongoing, and that is again a SAARC point. So there were a couple of these issues.
Why SAARC is defunct now?
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, the last SAARC summit, to the best of my knowledge, was held in 2017. And after that, no SAARC summits have been held because of India-Pakistan issues, actually. So, because all of these countries hold a veto power in organizing these summits, so there has been a deadlock. And then again, SAARC, due to all of these regional conflicts and geopolitical tensions, also SAARC has become defunct. Then again, our free trade associations, free trade agreements with them, like SAFTA and all, they haven't really taken off. So that is the reason why, in the midst of all of these geopolitical crisis and other interests and all, SAARC has.
Did you find any replacement for SAARC?
Sir, replacement for SAARC at this point of time, I think one of our biggest thing would be the IOR.
I don't had a BIMSTEC.
Yes, a BIMSTEC. Yes, Bangladesh, India.
What is that? What is the BIMSTEC? What the acronym stands for?
So Bangladesh, India. I don't remember.
No, Bangladesh. It is
Okay.
Bay of Bengal
Bay
Initiative.
of Bengal Initiative.
Bay of Bengal
Yeah,
Initiative
yes.
for multi-sectoral, technical, and economic
Yes,
cooperation.
sir. Yes, sir.
So that includes all the countries in the Bay of Bengal.
Yeah, the IOR Bay of Bengal region.
So gradually we have found one replacement for SAARC.
Yes,
and
sir.
India is having greater engagement with BIMSTEC,
yes, sir.
instead
Yes.
of SAARC.
Yes, yes.
Achha. So right now there is conflict going on in Middle East.
Yes, sir.
And the Israel is in conflict with many surrounding states.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Who are these states? Who are these parties?
Yes, sir. So actually, the Israel-Palestine, like the whole crisis, stems from the Zionist movements and everything.
Okay.
So they have issues with all of these Arab states. So Gaza is there, Lebanon is there, and then Syria, Egypt, and all of that. So
which group in Lebanon is
yes, sir.
now in conflict with Israel?
So the Hezbollah group is
another group in Yemen, which is conflict with Israel.
Houthi rebels of Yemen. Yes.
So, Gulf of Oman.
Yes, sir.
Why that is very infamous?
Sir, the Gulf of Oman is infamous. Why is it infamous, sir? I think it's a trade route, first of all.
Trade
Yes,
route.
sir.
No.
Yes.
Why did that always in news?
Sir, I think there have been a lot of piracy issues. Yes, sir.
From which country most of the pirates come?
Sir, Somalia and Malta and all
Somalia.
of that. Yeah.
Okay. So, what is Horn of Africa? Do you know Horn of Africa?
Yes, sir. It consists of seed countries: Ethiopia, Eritrea, Djibouti, and Sudan.
In bioinformatics.
Yes, sir.
What are the major things you do by bioinformatics?
Yes, sir. So it's totally reliant on data, basically. So what we do is, suppose we sequence a genome or something.
What is a genome?
So the genome is the entire, the nucleotides and all, like the genetic sequence of the organism, the entire genetic sequence. Yes, sir.
What is difference between a dominant trait and recessive trait?
Yes, sir. Sir, I would say like one of the simplest way to understand is a dominant trait will get expressed in all generations. But a recessive trait needs to have 2 or 3 copies, like more number of copies for it to be expressed in a generation. So that is one of the simplest definitions.
When Odisha became a separate province?
Sir, April 1st, 1936.
How many districts were there then?
Sir, I don't remember exactly, but I know that there were 13 districts at some point, which got
13 district later.
Okay.
Right now there is 30. Before
Yes,
that
sir.
it was 13.
Yes, sir.
And before that?
Sir, I don't remember that.
You don't remember?
Yes, sir. I'll look into
it. Who are the persons instrumental behind this separate state movement?
Sir, Hari Krishna Mehta is one, and then Sara Gangadhar Das is another person. And then I would say like it started like the whole Odia sentiment was also driven by Madhusudan Das and
how many Gurjat states were there when India got its independence in Odisha?
Okay. No, sir, I do not recollect the number. I'll look into it. Yeah.
Asha, who is the first princely state to sign the instrument of accession with Odisha?
Sir, I don't recollect. Yeah.
So you belong to which district?
Sir, I am from Cuttack.
Cuttack.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in Cuttack, you have something called you got something called a GI tag.
Yes, sir.
Some products.
Yes, sir.
Which are these products?
Sir, Rasgulla is one, Rasagulla or Cuttack Rasagulla, and then Silver Filigree works. So these are the 2.
Rasgulla, another GI tag also West Bengal got on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ours of which variety and theirs of which?
Sir, both of them have been awarded for this, but what I do understand for Cuttack for Odisha, the specialty is it is made from Chenna, whereas in West Bengal,
Any color difference between the two?
Sir, yes, there is a slight color difference, but sir, I don't have a sweet tooth, so I haven't ever had the thing to.
Okay. Again, what does GI tag signifies?
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, it is given. It's a award of recognition to like these products which originate from a particular district, and hence they carry their specialty and all. So it is under the GI Act 1999, which is also
Is
in.
it permanent or some?
So it's for 10 years initially, and then you can renew it.
Okay. How the President of India is elected? What the Electoral College of President?
Yes, sir. So they are indirectly elected via single transferable vote. So the Electoral College actually it includes all of the elected members except for the nominated members of the legislative assemblies and the yes, sorry. All the nominated members from even Delhi and Pondicherry legislatures, they are excluded. So that is, and all the elected members are included.
Nominated members of Lok Sabha included or excluded?
No, sir, excluded. Yes, sir.
Then Electoral College for Vice President?
So the Electoral College for Vice President consists only of the elected members of Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha.
Name a few measures for electoral reforms which have been taken in recent years.
Sir, one is the VVPAT actually. For a brief moment, you are shown so as to corroborate.
VVPAT stands for?
Sir, voter verifiable paper audit trail. So for a brief moment you're shown so to corroborate like evidence just in case. Sir, another electoral reform is I would say which is now quashed but the intent was to become transparency was the electoral bonds. And then we have the model code of conduct again, so that is also an electoral reform. And then we have started with the one nation one election thing that is coming up. And
what is NOTA?
Sir, NOTA stands for none of the above category, so it is used to exercise.
So in a constituency,
yes, sir.
If NOTA, the polled votes in NOTA is 60%.
Yes, sir.
The next candidate got 40%.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then what is the result?
So the 40% candidate will still win. So NOTA really doesn't. I would say it is a.
Then what is the value of NOTA?
Sir, it's a voice.
Don't you think that it is an anomaly that
yes,
people
sir.
are rejecting the candidates, but still we are declaring them as winners?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So people have clearly shown that none of these candidates are acceptable to them.
Yes,
but
sir.
still we are declaring them as winners. Don't you think that we are going against the wish of the people?
Sir, I would say that is one way to look into it. But another way is that when previously suppose there were 5 candidates and we had to exercise our option, even though we did not like any of the 5 candidates. So at the end of the day, human development is about like opportunity. And
so then what is the value of this reform?
Yes, sir. Sir, it is basically sending a voice, the disappointment or the disentrenchment that voters might have. So if a NOTA is 60%, then the person who is standing or the other political parties, they'll be motivated to work harder so that, the NOTA voice, votes get decreased. Plus, it is also a mark of how, the belief of people in the government and all of that. So I think it sends a strong message, even though it doesn't really have practical value.
You mean that it is only symbolic?
So symbolic, yes, to some extent, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like since you are taking interest in writing.
Yes,
right?
sir.
So what are the usual theme you pick up?
Yes, sir. So my usual themes actually depend on this family relations, basically family and strangers, like such small messages, like you smile at some stranger on the road and all. So those brief interactions is what I love.
Like that are the modern families are lacking like.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I agree.
So what are the factors?
Sir, the first factor being like the joint fabric society, it is decreasing, and it has its own reasons. So initially,
you justify these reasons?
Sir, I would say I would not go ahead to justify it, but I do see why it is happening. As in, people are migrating, children are migrating to have better opportunities for work and all of that. Then again, because of a lot of work stress and
Since you are working as in mental health.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So don't you think like this joint family was in a better place, like
Yes,
for the
sir.
promoting the mental
Yes,
health?
sir. Yes, sir. Definitely, it
So
was.
don't you contradict? There is a note of contradiction in your expression and your.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So definitely. So I would say that this is a area where there are a lot of contradictions. So while I definitely support like the idea of a joint family, the society today has become so competitive and so individualistic in nature that we are all rushing and chasing our
Society
dreams
is
and all.
made up like the people only.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But then, like, so when it comes to urbanization and all, people migrating from rural to urban, and urban, there is a pressure on land, the cost of living is high, so it will be very difficult for someone to sustain a joint family as compared to two people just living alone and all. So there are a lot of issues of this sort, and to find the right balance will require a lot of.
But as a writer and like
Yes, sir.
someone who is a voice.
Yes, sir. Yes,
right.
sir.
Actually, she should be a symbol and an example for others. That's why.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, tell me like any Odisha heritage site.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Which has been given a status of the UNESCO.
Yes, sir. Konark. It's the only World Heritage Site in Odisha.
Arka
Yes, sir.
Why is it called Arka Khetra?
Sir, it is called Arka. So Konark stands for like Arka Kona. It is the northeastern corner or something. It like the sun rays fall on it. Okay,
I think that is not the reason.
Okay, that's not the reason. Yeah, I'll read into it.
Another last question.
Yes, sir.
An Indian was awarded Nobel Prize for Literature.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rabindranath Tagore in the year 19.
Which poem?
Sir, Gitanjali. It's a collection of short poems.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, sir.